Hey everyone, Dr. Hensey again, and this time I'm going to give you a short introduction to U.S. History AP, or APUSH as we call it. And in this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about what you can expect in the course you're taking in the fall. So let's start off. I call APUSH 3 courses in one. By definition, American history is what's called a survey course in college. That means we don't go real in depth in information, but we cover a broad range of information. So a survey means you're getting a little bit of everything about American history in a United States history course, but nothing goes super in depth. For our class at Belva West, semester 1 of APUSH goes from 1491, which is America before the Europeans arrived, so Native American societies, and it ends in 1877, which is a period called Reconstruction, or the post-Civil War era. Semester 2 backs up a little bit. It picks up with events that took place during the Civil War era and goes all the way up to the present. And that includes modern times. Presidents Obama and Trump will be touched on in semester 2. So we really are covering all of American history. Probably a little bit different than most U.S. history courses you've taken in the past, which are heavily into colonial history or military history and don't really touch much on current events and current times. Now, let's talk about the 3 courses in one. One, this is a Belva West U.S. history class. It is an honors weight class, and it is a graduation requirement. So everybody who's in APUSH, if you pass both semesters, will meet the district guidelines for graduation by completing a year-long course in U.S. history. As honors weight, remember that like a B in this class, GPA-wise, actually weighs higher than a B in non-honors weighted classes. The second thing is an advanced placement course. That's why we call this U.S. History AP. Advanced placement is a national and international program administered by the College Board, the group that also administers the SAT. It was founded in the 1960s as a way to give high school students the chance to show proficiency at college level work they take while still in high school. And the way that advanced placement works is at the end of the year in May, you will take an AP exam. It's a national standardized exam that will assess your proficiency in American history. Now, while that may sound scary, the good news is this is the exam that Ms. Oberly-Dahm and I read. We know it inside and out, and everything we're doing in this course is directed towards your success in the exam. To be proficient on an AP exam, it's scored on a scale of 1 to 5. If you get a 3, 4, or 5, you are considered eligible to earn college credit in any public university in the state of Illinois or around the country. Some schools outside of Illinois may require a 4 or a 5. That's very, very rare, though. Most colleges require you get a 3 out of 5 or higher. They don't care if it's a 3, 4, or 5. They just want to see that you're proficient at American history. I think that's it for the AP exam. Oh, the cost of the exam, I think it runs $97 now per exam, and it's $40 for students who are on free and reduced lunch. There is a $4 fee that is covering the cost of registration. Everybody pays that. But our goal is to get you prepared as we possibly can for that AP exam. The third thing this course is an advanced college credit course, which is commonly called an 1818 course. That means that Ms. Oberly-Dahm and I are adjunct instructors at St. Louis University. And while you're taking the class at Belva West, it is a college class equivalent to History 1600 at St. Louis University. And if you are successful at this course, at the end of the semester, your letter grade at Belva West transfers to SLU. You get a C in the course, you get a C at SLU. Now, you don't have to go to St. Louis University to use that credit. You can then transfer it from SLU to other universities around the country, like SIUE or U of I. If you're going to SLU, you don't need to do anything. The tuition for 1818 is much more expensive than the AP option. It is $190 per semester that you have to pay to St. Louis University, and you will become an enrolled student at SLU while you are taking this class. The good thing is there's no exam at the end of the year that you have to take. The bad thing is that it's more expensive and it is a letter grade, and that letter grade will transfer to other colleges. At Belleville West, for juniors, we recommend you do both the AP option and the advanced college credit option, because by doing that, you're covering 100% of your bases, no matter which college or university you decide you're going to go to. Some only take AP, some only take advanced college credit. You don't want to take one, put all your money on that, and then the university you pick, or the one that offers you the most scholarship money, takes the other type of college credit option. I've seen that happen. I had students that didn't take the AP exam. They only did the 1818 credit because they knew they were going to go to U of I for engineering. They got accepted into WashU with a significant amount of financial aid, so they switched to going to WashU, and WashU only took the AP credit. So they had to sit through U.S. history, the survey course, all over again because they only did the 1818 program. If you can afford it, it's in your best interest to take both AP and ACC. If you have questions about that, feel free to ask. I know it's confusing to have this many options, but they're all great options to have. We will take care of your registration and everything in this course itself. We'll register you for the AP exam and the advanced college credit program at the beginning of the year. You don't have to do anything now. You just have to wait until we do it in class. Okay, let's talk about the structure of APUSH, and this includes scoring, which I know you're all very excited about. What are my grades going to be based on? So the first thing is each unit is divided into lessons. There's one lesson a day approximately. Sometimes there are 2 lessons if they're shorter. And these consist of those YouTube videos that I talked about earlier. You'll watch the YouTube video, take notes on it, and we will provide you a template, or you can take notes in your own notebook. It's whatever your preference is. And then in class, we'll do enrichment and activities related to what you've watched on the YouTube video. None of the videos are over 15 minutes long. We're keeping them pretty short. After each video, you will have what's called an end of lesson questions. It's a document with questions on what you just did. We'll talk more about that in a separate video, but you complete that and turn it in before you take the assessment for each unit. There are 20 points. We're going to look at how accurate and how much of it you completed. It makes up 11 points of your grade, or 11%. Assessments is going to be a separate video we're going to talk about. This is how we determine your learning. We do not have exams in APUSH. I'll get that out of the way. The assessments are based on objectives, and we look to see how well you can answer each of these objectives at the end of the unit. The good news is if you're not proficient on an objective, you can redo that one. So let's say I know for period 3, there are 14 objectives you have to show proficiency on. Let's say you get 12 and you aren't proficient at 2. You just have to do those, redo those 2. It's not like an exam where if you do a retake, you're redoing the whole thing, including what you did know and what you didn't know. I'll explain more how that works over the upcoming videos. There are 54 objectives first semester in APUSH. They're each worth 10 points, which is 60% of your grade. That is the bulk. Most of your grade is going to be based on your performance on the objectives. But the good thing is you can redo those if you're not proficient. So everybody should be in really good standing throughout the year, unless you simply opt not to do something. Finally, we have one long writing assignment. It's called a long essay question. We'll be answering it in class in period 4 or 5. It sounds really hideous, doesn't it? Long essay. It means you're going to write a 5-paragraph argumentative essay. You'll have an introduction and some body paragraphs, and if you get time, an extra credit paragraph at the end. It can be written if you're not proficient at it. It's a one-time deal. We're not doing a bunch of in-class writing outside of the assessments anymore. This is a 60-point activity, and it makes up 7% of your grade. But again, we won't tackle that until you guys have had practice writing in periods 1, 2, and 3. There is the term paper, which is part of this seminar this summer. In class, it'll be written in period 2, which means early September. It's turned in at the beginning of the year, unlike most semester projects in other classes, which are turned in at the end. We like to get it over with so you're not bombarded with all these projects at the end of the year. It is written outside of class. We don't use class time to do the writing on it. We will instruct you on what to do. This cannot be rewritten. Once you've written it, it is over and done, which is one of the great reasons you want to get it finished during the summer if you can. Term paper is 100 points. It's 11% of the grade. Finally, there is class participation, and that's where your teacher will assess you based on your positive interaction in class. Are you answering and asking questions? Are you on task when you're supposed to? Are you conferencing when you need to, when you're struggling or having trouble? And do you have good academic traits? Does that mean do you do your work as you're supposed to do it? Are you completing it on a timely basis, not missing assignments, and turning in something that reflects college level work? That's crucial. Not high school level work, but college level work. The participation is 100 points. It's 11% of the grade, and we divide it over the 3 grading periods, 33, 33, and 34. So you have an idea of how your participation is going once you move through the semester. There is no extra credit in APUSH. College classes don't have extra credit. We don't either. So you have to do well based on the opportunities that are given to you. And that's it. That's our overview of American History AP, or APUSH. If you have questions, post them in the comments below, and I'll be glad to answer those. And I look forward to working with you guys both in the seminar and then in the fall, whether I'm your direct APUSH teacher or not. You'll be seeing a lot of me as well. So thanks, guys. Have a great day.